Time's up. Let's do this.
We're in for a wild night.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 276 of Born to Be Wild, a wild Hearthstone podcast where we have fun, hang out with friends, talking about the wild formats of Hearthstone and spotlighting members of the wild community. I'm your host, Hydralisk. It is great to be back on this wonderful Thursday evening here in beautiful British Columbia. I'm joined by my fellow hosts, ElectricSheepCity.
Meowdy.
And Schmoopydady.
Who has two thumbs and plays a format that still has Shadow Step? This guy!
For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. We record this podcast live every Thursday evening at twitch.tv/borntobewildhs, and the video version of this podcast is posted to YouTube shortly thereafter. Audio versions are also distributed to all the podcast apps. However you are watching, listening, or absorbing via osmosis this podcast today, thank you. Yes. You.
Content plug, Schmoopydady. Schmoopydady. Before we get into the main topic of the show tonight, I'd like to say a quick thank you to the patrons of our show. Your support means the world to us. If you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and comment on this video on YouTube. Another simple way to support the show is to leave a review on your podcast platform of choice. If you're watching live on Twitch, we've got some awesome emotes that you can unlock by subscribing to the channel. This is free if you use Amazon Prime, finally. If you'd like to support the show financially, you can join our Patreon for as little as $1 per month. We have some channels in the Discord that you can unlock by subscribing to the Patreon, where you can see the show coming together each week. Check it out. If you'd like to interact with us personally, you can please join our Discord, a free and amazing online community of friends from all across the world who love talking about wild Hearthstone. Links to all of this stuff and more, including our merch, can be found on our website, which is www.borntobewildhs.com. Hydra, how's your week?
My last week, I guess, have been, I don't know, a little difficult. Not as difficult as my son, Mini Hydra, who recently had an upper jaw surgery, where they literally like break it and move it. And it's a 4-week recovery. And there's a lot to it, because we actually move his jaw daily. It's like adjustable. We actually pull it forward daily with these, like, by turning these screws, and it moves forward like a vice would. And it's rough. Like, it's super rough. His recovery is rough. And so I've been tending to him. We've had these follow-up appointments. He's not in the best way, but he's getting better. He's getting better. It's an extremely painful experience, and it's painful to watch. Just want to put it that way. Like, I feel bad, like, as a father having to, like, watch it, but I can't imagine how it feels. He's had surgeries in the past. This one seems to be the doozy so far. So much like Sylvanas, I've had no time for games. I do get to do my Red Dead Online.
I just wanted to stop and appreciate that Sylvanas voice line integration, because that was truly
no time for games
of genius. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I do get to do as many Hearthstone dailies as I can, especially like the easy ones. My Red Dead Online ones have been super easy because you can log in and sometimes it says just drink 3 coffees and you do your daily and like you're done. You just like log out.
Just nuke your kidneys and then get out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's like smoke 5 cigarettes or like drink a bottle of alcohol. You can just like log in and do that, and then you can log out. Or it'll say like get drunk once. I'm like, okay, you just like run to your local tavern and you just buy like 5 beers, and you drink them, and then it's like quest over. It's like the easiest dailies, especially when you unlock like the extra roles, like almost like classes, if you will. You get more and more dailies for all of those as well. So it's really easy. You get like a pick out of like 20 different options of what your daily could be. And they're pretty easy. So it's like log in, log out. If you don't have the time to play, you can just do that. So been doing that. I actually did hit.
Those dailies are so just on point for the like flavor too of like the period.
Oh, it's great.
Like go to the saloon and chug, log out.
Sometimes it'll be like ride a horse like 500 meters, and you're like, okay, I can do that. Not 500, it's like 5,000. So you just have to like ride across the map, and you can just like run for a while. it takes
run like the wind, bullseye.
As long as no one's like trying to kill you while you're doing it. Or it'll be like collect 5 oregano plants or something. Like those ones actually take longer than just drinking 3 coffees. Like there's those ones a little bit harder, but it's been really easy to maintain.
You have to dry it and cure it.
No, to the point where
So
I
it's the
actually
7th
finally
graders say, yeah, it's the real stuff.
I finally hit so you get a multiplier like every time you hit like a full week of doing your dailies, and I finally hit the max at like the 28 days of doing your dailies. So that was really cool to be able to log in and do like something super easy. Also doing appointments and stuff is really cool to have my Steam Deck, and I could like log in like real quick when we were like waiting at the hospital, and I could use my phone to like hook up to the internet and like drink 3 coffees and log out. Like
in real life or like in the game?
In the game.
Oh, okay.
Coffees.
Working on those dose.
Well, I mean,
Or both.
They're iced coffee. So like
cold immersion Hydra, okay?
Right. So anyways, I did that. So that was cool. I mentioned I was reading the book called The Passage. It's taking me forever because I have only been able to read or listen, because it's an audiobook, like on the breaks that I actually take at work, and I go for my little walks. I'm only 6 hours in, and I started this book like a week and a half ago. So it's taken a while. It's super awesome, by the way. So once I get a little further, I'll give more of a review on it. Cool thing though is, so while my son has been dealing with his recovery from surgery, he's also gonna be getting his full driver's license very soon. I mean, that's if he passes. So he's got his learner's permit, and he's had that for like a year, and he's gonna be going for his like regular driver's license. And I've been working on fixing up my older truck. So I've got this Dodge Ram 1500 4x4 that it's a 2005, and it's been good to me. It's just I haven't been driving it in a long time, and he's going to be driving that thing. Anyway, I got it started yesterday, like last night, and I haven't started it in probably like 2.5 years. So like that was good. I was worried that wasn't going to happen because it hadn't started in a while. I took the battery out of my new truck and I put it in the old one. And get this,
that's like the reverse of how those kinds of things normally go.
Speaking of reverse, sheep, so the battery terminals are reversed in each vehicle. So the negative and positive are in the opposite spots. So like what I pulled the battery out of the old one, just kind of like put it down on the curb, went and grabbed the battery out of my new truck and went to go put it in. And taking out a battery out of a newer vehicle takes way longer than it used to, because they got all these weird like battery locks so people can't steal your battery. And
Makes sense.
So I get it out and I move it and I go to put it in. I'm like, why is the positive on the negative side? And then I go to grab the cables, and they're not long enough to like crisscross and actually attach. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? So I just wanted to test to see if I could get the truck started, because jumping it didn't work. Like it did not work. The battery was that cooked. So I ended up putting the battery in like upside down and turned at like a 45-degree angle, and like got my arms wrapped around it and got the cables hooked up just to
Doesn't
try
sound
it.
dangerous at all, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
No danger of getting electrocuted whatsoever.
Or shorting out the system because I did something wrong. Like, who knows? I don't know.
It's definitely no worries about sending anything to ground that shouldn't
Blowing
go
all
to
the
ground right
fuses.
away.
Is it worth it?
Anyway,
Is it worth it? Let Hydra work it. Put his thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
Oh, man, you just had to get to the flip.
well, guess what? On the first turn, this vehicle hasn't turned over in it's been like 3 years. It actually started on the first turn with the battery from my other truck. I could not believe it. It was only for a test, right? So I know that the truck works. I switched the batteries back around, and I'm going to go buy a new one for my older truck. And then I got a few more things to do, like brakes and tires and an oil change, like that kind of thing to get her going. But like super stoked. I didn't expect that it would actually, I thought I had a starter issue because I couldn't get that truck going for the life of me trying to boost it. But anyway, that's basically been my weeks. I've been tired. I haven't had a lot of energy. But you know, in the end, things are looking up. We're doing some positive things. So that's basically it for me. Electric Sheep City. How's your week?
Meowdy. My week's been pretty good. Work has been pretty intense, like just super busy, but it's been really rewarding feelings. So like, I mean, we take those every day of the week. You know, I wish it was a little bit more manageable and sustainable, but like these things happen. On the last day of the season, for last season in standard NA in particular, you know, I was up there sitting pretty with like a 1200 like rank. You know, if I just sat with it, then I'd like cruise into 11x, but like I wanted to get back into sub 1k. So, you know, I played myself into about like 2000 and got 10x, which happens, like not a big deal. But right now I'm doing a 10x climb and I'm facing opponents that I recognize from whenever I was playing in top 1k because I'm doing well. But that means I'm doing a 10x climb with an 11x background MMR right now. So I'm Diamond 3. But it's been a long and rewarding climb so far. So that's been pretty fun, but kind of intense.
That's like an uninstall Hearthstone angle when you get stuck in that. Like I'm impressed with your positive mindset, but like when you miss 11x and you're that close that you're still playing people with 11x, but you have 10x, those are the single most frustrating climbing, especially at least for me when I'm trying to go fast, right? If I'm trying to get to legend fast, it's the single most frustrating climbing experience you could possibly cook for yourself. I've seen some people get stuck in that zone forever and just like never recover. Like that's just, it's hard. It's hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard unless you really either get over the line and get 11x the next month or decay enough that you're not seeing those people anymore. I don't know. It's rough.
Yeah. And so for me, since I'm not really worried about like the speed of it, I've mostly been playing Aura Paladin again, right? Like
nice. Yeah.
It's what I been climbing with, like case in point, like Diamond 3. I have played a few games of Egg Paladin. That game, that deck is not good, and I'm very glad it's not good, but it is very fun. So you know, it's standard. So you play the weapon that becomes an infinity, then you play the 2/3 pirate that gains your weapon's attack. You play the ooze. Then if you're doing it that turn, you can slap it on the egg, or you can slap it on whatever else. This paladin is also a Terran paladin, because if you've launched a spaceship, then you there's one of the cards from the mini set. I can't recall the names, but like if you've launched a starship, then your minions have +2 attack and rush. So like you drop that buddy, you drop egg, as long as all the things that the egg's trading into have 3 or more attack, then like you completed that turn. Then you have a 20/20 with taunt, and you know, standard is less equipped to handle that, especially from something that's such an easy scam. Like, especially after you, you know, the deck, it's a Terran paladin. I always want to call it Terran shaman, but it's not shaman. It just feels like shaman when you play Jim Raynor, and I don't know why it does, but it does feel like that. But so
I got you,
so you're dropping then these like 4/2s with rush if you have that minion on board, and like it just feels really good once you get to that point. But like, you know, they're good decks that, like, you know, can destroy you before you get to any of those. So, you know, it's been a fun deck, and I very much look forward to continue playing that one a little bit more once I hit Legend, because I think that just getting over that hump, since the games are just so competitive, and I think that it's honestly kind of helped me, like, because approach it, because it's like, okay, I know that no matter what the game is, like, a loss is going to be really hard to get that star back from. So it's like I'm a little bit more plugged in whenever I'm playing it. Like, I can play on EU and not worry about the outcome of the game as much. But it feels like it has a little bit more stakes because of that kind of groove that in the that wrinkle in the multipliers that I found myself in. So that's been fun. One thing that has not been fun was today there was construction outside my house. And by outside my house, I mean my home office is on the second floor here, and the garage is right below me. And so they were like straight up blocking our driveway. Like I couldn't even go into work to, you know, work not remotely if I wanted to after.
You don't have a helicopter, like a helipad on your roof? You can't.
No.
Just jump.
Right. But so they're fixing like the sewage system.
Bro?
So they've like excavated it, and it's literally right in front of my house. Like literally.
Yeah, there's like
right
backhoes
there.
and bulldozers like outside your window.
So
Like when we say construction, it
bad.
wasn't like a man. It wasn't just like a man with a hammer. We're talking like heavy equipment outside.
Yeah. They dug up the street and are replacing bits of the sewer system. Like it's pretty intense. So that was wild. I was taking a bath and like playing some Hearthstone while they were working on it. Like at one point, and it was so just like big, and everything was shaking. Complete other side of the house, second floor, everything was just shaking. Like it looked like the thing in
Turned your
Jurassic
tub
Park.
into a jacuzzi.
Yeah, kind of. So looking on the bright side of life. Doo-doo, 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 doo-doo. That's been my week. Schmoopydady, what's been going down in Daddy Town?
Sure. I got Legend. Day one with ZTA Paladin, which is like the wild version of Aura Paladin. We run Call to Arms. We got double timeline accelerator so that we get Geb down early, and it was kind of a rough-ish climb. I was sort of perusing around, trying to figure out what deck was going to work. I started with Egglock and realized that as strong as Egglock is, I did not feel like I had a ton of agency in my choices. Like, other people could play around me, but I was very limited in playing around other people. And so, like, if I just wanted to, KVLT told me my skill issue was actually, like, paying attention to Hearthstone while trying to play the deck. Like, I need to be, like, doing something else and just jamming Egglock, and that would have helped.
Fidget
So I was
spinners.
like, all right, yeah, that's fair. So, so I tried it for like 8 games. I went 4-4. I'm like, I don't see myself jamming a bunch of games of this. So I switched off it. I tried Burnlock. Burnlock did terribly. Burnlock had a I was facing a lot of mirrors. I was drawing patches.
Yeah, that was my question.
I was drawing a lot of patches. I was, which doesn't usually tilt me, but just like, it was a big unlucky streak. I was queuing into warriors. Like, I was like, damn, I'm not making it with this either. And so then I started doing the great experimenting and popping around different decks, and Treant Druid did really well for me for a while. I had like a 66% win rate with Treant Druid. Nice. But the one that got me over the line was I eventually just got sick of just like the games that you lose with Treant Druid. I just got sick of losing those games. It wasn't necessarily that the deck wasn't doing well. I probably could have eventually hit Legend with Treant Druid, but I was just like sick of playing Treant Druid. So I hopped on over to Aura Paladin and realized that, oh wow, every Burnlock feels free. It's not free. It's probably like an 80-20 matchup. It's not as guaranteed
Close
as
enough.
a 90-10, but it felt really good that if you queue into a
80-20
Burnlock,
is super polarized. Still,
pretty awesome.
like,
yeah. So I was like, you know what, this is pretty good to farm stuff. So I'm just gonna keep doing this thing, because like the Burnlock really doesn't want to deal with big butts, and you're making free dragons, and you're making 1/4s, and you're just like constantly contesting the board, and you've got Showdown Beam, oh yeah, and you've got healing, oh yeah, and you've got Oh My Yogg, so they can't just Soulfire you sometimes, and oh yeah, you can give your face Divine Shield. There's just like a lot of like, the matchup is kind of stacked up where in order for the Burnlock to win, you need to roll poorly and they need to roll the nuts, and if they roll the nuts and you have a mid roll, you kind of win. So like it
Nice.
just felt like very, very strong into what I was seeing. Normally that deck is terrible into Egglock. It's normally like almost unwinnable. And the Egglock that I was playing against was low rolling just about as hard as I've ever seen an Egglock low roll ever. One game they didn't do the thing until like turn 8. And another game, they never drew Umbra or something because like their hand was full and they kept tapping, and they did that 2 turns in a row. So like, I don't know, like they must have been tilted out of their like literally their hand is full and they're tapping and milling a card, and I'm not sure what they're doing other than I think they might be more tilted than I am at the time. So I came in at 23. I went 25-14 with Call to Arms, again, wild version of Aura Paladin. Good deck. But that really wasn't the main event of my week. The main event of my week was I got banned from Twitch for a week. I'm actually technically still banned. So fun fact.
But you're not
Twitch
streaming right now. Born to be Wild is streaming, so...
Correct. So fun fact, there is an auto mod on Twitch, and it is listening and watching and paying attention to what you type in chat. And so the morning of the incident, somebody in my Discord reminded me of a very humorous copy pasta that was directed at one Mr. Corbett when he was still streaming. So it goes as follows. Hello, I am new here. I would like to ask you, at Corbett, to stand up for just a couple of seconds and turn 180 degrees so that I may evaluate your ass and decide whether to continue further watching you. Thanks in advance for your understanding. Hey, guys. And so this, I had completely forgotten about this event. This person lasted about 4 minutes in Corvette chat, because that was not the only horny message that they sent Corbett in that particular moment, but enough people had copied and pasted that it was just like, this is now part of wild legend, right? Like, this is now lore. So I was like, oh man, I forgot about this thing. This thing's gold. And so I was posting this in copy pasta channels all over the place on Discord, and then I was like, oh, I can't wait for my buddies to get online. And so first, Chewy came online, who's a standard player, who is fiance to Linny, who's a standard streamer that I enjoy very much. And he came on, and I posted that in his chat, and I switched it around. So instead of at Corbett, it was at Chewy, and we had a laugh. He thought it was a good, poop post. And then I went on over to Copper Scum, right, later in the day, and I posted it in Copper Scum's chat, and Copper Scum goes, Schmoopy, I hate to tell you. I'm doing a bad Italian accent but I'm trying to, he's like, he's got kind of a deep gravelly voice, but he's like, downstairs, there is no upper butt. There's no body. There's nothing there. It's all flat. So I learned that Copper has a flat butt. Unlucky. And then I posted it in KVLT chat, and that's the one that did it. Nefane timed me out for like 10 seconds just to delete it so that KVLT didn't have to read it in the middle of a combo turn. But I got nuked, and it was funny because I was like in the middle of chatting, and then all of a sudden, like, boom, I'm logged out, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And then I got an email because I tried to log back in, because like, no, your account is banned. I'm like, really? And so on the email, it detailed out why I got banned, and I'm not really upset. I recognize that this is a feature that's there to kind of protect the streamers on Twitch, and Twitch Automod isn't in on the joke the same way that the rest of my community is in on the joke. So as a 37-year-old married man, I probably shouldn't be asking other men to show me their butts. That's probably not acceptable behavior, right? Like, I'm not even really appealing it, because like, I'm like, there's no good way to frame this in the appeal. Like,
it's like,
you just sound whiny.
Yeah, fair, man. Okay.
No, that's just I'm just gonna take it on. I'm just gonna take that one on the chin, and like, what it is.
Repeatedly, by the way, repeatedly.
I mean, at least 3 times. Yeah, I look like a deviant. So what I've basically done this week is, instead of just streaming on YouTube, I've not streamed at all, because I'm a real boomer. I'm worried if I like load everything up to go stream and I just like only try to engage YouTube, it won't work. And then my Twitch settings, when I actually go back to trying to stream, won't work. So like, I haven't touched Twitch anything on my computer right now in front of me. There's like, the little link that would start up my dashboard, and like, I'm not touching any of that. I'm just gonna wait until Monday night, and hopefully Monday night everything works. I don't know if I'm gonna stream Monday night. I usually don't, but like, obviously I'll have had an extended vacation from doing the thing, so I probably will go back and do at least a short one just to get back on the horse. The amount of times people have been like laughing at, like, it's decent lore, at least that it's like a funny thing, because like, I have some people have been being like, yo, I'm Schmoopy, it's so stupid, like I've seen people type so much worse and just get absolutely nothing. But I'm like, that's not really the way to think about it, right? The way to think about it is like, the system worked, it caught behavior that they thought was predatory. I wasn't, but like, yeah, it's fine. just like take your lumps and sort of move on. So I've enjoyed my extended vacation. I've been watching more TV with Schmoopy Mommy now that the time's sort of like freed up. I've been also joking. I've been sentenced to 7 days, a healthier sleep schedule.
Real.
Yeah, no, it's been okay. It's been okay. But yeah, no, that's unlucky. I'm now Wild. I'm Wild's bad boy now. I'm so yeah, look at me and my street cred.
Angry
banned on
Daddy's
Twitch.
back.
Yeah, look at me go. Oh, just wait until I get my leather jacket and my studded fingerless gloves. Woo. Anyway, what's in the news?
Welcome to the news. The news is so good.
We have been welcomed to the Year of the Scarab. No, it was not Year of the Sheep or Year of the Daddy. But hey, they could be coming. So, a few things here. We're welcome to a brand new year, which is amazing. And there's going to be a spotlight on February 9th at 9:30 a.m. PST. So that is going to be live streamed both on Twitch and YouTube by Play Hearthstone, where they're going to be revealing a variety of free rewards and surprises. And they say don't miss it. So I don't know what those are. Oh yeah, you might. That's within the window, right?
I think there's is there a YouTube link too? I think there is.
Yes,
they're doing it on YouTube too. So
I did say it's YouTube and Twitch. There's both.
Yeah, I can do it. I can join on YouTube.
Hooray! Hooray! Awesome. So I guess the biggest thing is like its rotation, right? And core set is going to get switched up. It's kind of a big deal. We can talk a little bit more about core set later. I don't know how much you want to like hop into that now. Do you want to save that for a little bit, or we could jump right in?
No, give some examples about what some of the stuff that's changing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So basically, some staples are going to be set aside. So for the longest time, you've seen a few things in the game of Hearthstone, like Shadow Step. If you've ever played Rogue and you've heard of Leroy Shadow Step, Leroy,
Baseless
that's
a cup,
a thing.
Make another copy of Leroy.
Yeah, right. So good. And then like Swipe, Brawl with Warrior, and we got Corpse Explosion. Taking their leave. These are things. I mean, Corpse Explosion, I guess, isn't like new, right? I mean, old.
It's iconic
but, like,
and standard at this point, just because like it's causes so much angst in DK and standard.
You're right.
It's really
it
obnoxious.
It is really annoying, I suppose. I guess I don't play as much standard, so to me, it's like, oh, that's still a new card.
And it has
With
been
the
around
starships,
since the
it was super
inception
relevant,
of the class, right? And let's be real. Blood Death Knight feels very bad to play against because you're just controlled the whole time. So you feel like you're just spending so much time not winning. That Corpse Explosion is a big part of that. So a lot of people are sad to see, two of the iconic blood, so the controlled Death Knight cards rotating outside of standard. So those are Corpse Explosion and Vampiric Blood.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm happy about those rotating out of standard.
Do we want to save reactions for a discussion topic since we have?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
So let's jump into some stuff that is coming back. So they gave us a couple examples. I mean, there's like a whole bunch, but Call of the Wild Old school. It's been a long time. Was that not Old God? Was that Old Gods originally? When was Call the Wild?
Yeah, Whispers of the Old Gods, I do believe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ruined Orb, Shadow of Demise. Okay, so if standard players want to feel like wild players, my opinion is that Shadow of Demise is really good. I don't know what they're gonna give rogue players in the new year, but
I mean, Shadow of Demise is just an extra one of whatever. So yeah,
yeah. Like
excellent
I think
core set
so
legendary.
It's like
right.
It's like fine, get rid of Shadow Step, but we can like copy whatever else and play like another card. I think that is a really good inclusion for comebacks. But let's jump into new class tools. So we have some new cards. I don't know if you guys read up on the new cards at all.
A couple of them.
Yeah. So new class tools, we're introducing a few new cards that help reinforce the general direction of their classes and related archetypes. So we've got Consumption for DK, 4 mana, Double Blood, Schmoopydaddy's pumping his fist, deal 3 damage to 2 random enemy minions, draw a card for each one that dies. Schmoopydaddy, you seem pretty excited.
Oh, I love this. 4 mana for removing 2 minions. 3 is a great breakpoint. We can definitely manipulate breakpoint, especially if we've got mining casualties. Like I don't like some duders on the board that are like, you know, just gonna sort of ping things down. It's 2 random minions, right? Or do you have to pick?
No, they're random, which is
random.
Great for things like Devious Coyote. So like it gets through those.
Oh, good point.
Shadowed, those stealthed minions,
Elusive and stealth. Yeah, perfect. But like blood DK is always like suffers from like lack of draw. So like any kind of draw you can kind of find your way to work in some sort of control DK is good. That's why, you know, our leech spell when it was 4 mana draw 2 while also making the 2 leeches was incredible. Consumption is incredible for what blood DK wants to do, and 3 is a great breakpoint. I'm super excited for that spell. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Big agree.
Next, we have Death's Advance. Freeze a character, discover a spell. 2 mana? 2 mana, freeze a character for DK, discover a spell.
Honey, we have wind chill at home.
Yeah. And it's double frost.
Then
so
you get home
like
and it's
we're
Death's
not
Advance.
running double frost to run Death's Advance. So no.
And it's not a frost spell.
Pass.
Yeah.
It's not even a frost spell. It doesn't have a frost class to it.
Right?
You're right, it doesn't.
It's a weird one. It's a weird one.
Maybe it's a typo.
Probably nutty, honestly. Okay, it's probably nutty in Arena. Like that's the kind of thing where like you have a smaller spell school and there's a high impact spell in Arena. Like that's actually probably nuts in Arena.
And you're freezing
a
character,
totally poop on it.
so if the opponent has
anything. Your own
they have the
thing,
weapon
their
up,
face,
like
whatever.
you can freeze that while developing your board. Great Arena
But
card.
it's not really a serious constructed card.
Agreed.
But I could see I could see us being like, oh, this card is crap, and like meanwhile I'm swearing at it playing in the baby arena. So like I get it.
All right, next card is a Shaman Legendary 5/3 Rhaegar Earth Fury. So with the text, after this or an adjacent minion attacks, get a lightning bolt. So this it doesn't have charge, it doesn't have rush, but you got to play this like between 2 other minions. If they attack, you get a lightning bolt in hand.
And you can get 2 if they both do, right? Like, yeah.
Neat. Seems like if you're trying to if there's going to be some sort of spell damage shaman face thing.
I'm thinking about it with like the little rush sparker dudes in our format,
Yeah.
right? So like you make the little lightning sparks, and then like you trade off one and it dies, and you trade off the other one and it dies, and now you've got 2 lightning bolts and you've attacked with 2 minions, and that's just on one side. I mean, I think it's like it's gonna be like niche hipster. Somebody's gonna try and make it work, and it's gonna kind of. I'm gonna die to it. I know that. Like someone's gonna kind of make it work. I could see the burn being there. Yeah.
I can see this working. I can see this working in standard really, really well because of that, like, dire wolf, like, effect where, like, the board order matters. And so it's, like, bringing that board-based gameplay and, like, really rewarding that skill. So I can see that, like, kind of appealing to some of the high-level players once they get over, you know, Shadow Step not being in and things like that, which we'll get to. But I think that this really opens up a lot of possibility.
Took out Flame Tongue.
Yeah, and that this has that similar kind of effect, except you can make it go face. Like if you have something that's churning out rushers, you don't need to be able to go face with them. It's even better if you can with the last 2, right? But you can just start shipping damage face. So, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see if someone makes this viable in Wild, because that would be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Some sort of just like spell damage face thing. Like it could be sweet.
It hits the board and you're terrified, right? Like it hits the board and you're like, oh, no. I need to remove that, because that's a problem for me. Right?
Yep.
And that's another, it's got soft taunt, right?
Absolutely.
So that's something you got to worry about, definitely. All right, so the next one we have is a priest legendary, Kalia Menethil, which is a 6-mana 4/5 battlecry. Resurrect your highest cost minion that died this game. Big Priest is back! Woo! Just kidding.
I mean,
No, but my Amethul is haha. This is a low roll on the this is a low roll on in Evolve Shaman.
Ooh, good point.
I like the tutored resurrection of the highest cost. I think that's kind of neat, but you know, I'm never going to run this in a deck where I would also be running resurrect, because it would mess up that pool so much. And this looks like the kind of deck that would want to do that. So hard pass.
Yeah, you just end up like rezzing these with using your other resurrect cards. Like it just could be awful. But standard card, sure.
Hopefully not good there either.
All right. Hopefully not. I don't know. Yeah. Res Priest was not fun when it was a big thing in standard.
No.
Like 4-ish years ago. But what was that card called? I want to call it PogChamp. What's it called?
I don't know.
I have to look it up. Oh man, someone else knows. They'll let me know. Next we have a druid legendary called Ulfar. Let's go with Ulfar. Battle cry: give your other minions death rattle. Summon a minion with this minion's cost. So this is a 6-mana 4/3. So when your other minions die, they're gonna summon 6-mana minions.
Does that have to live?
So what it's
no, it gives them the death rattle.
Yeah, so what it's doing is giving them the death rattle. Summon a minion with this minion's cost. So it's not going to be 6. It's going to be whatever the cost of the card that's receiving the death rattle, because it's applying that death rattle to it. So point of clarity there. So it's worse. In my opinion.
Good arena.
Dang.
But we're seeing no Swarm Druid strategies whatsoever.
Right.
Because they made the quests bad on purpose. So that's not a thing that we're really seeing. I don't really see it in Wild either. But I could see it in Arena where like I'm forced to play it and I can make a bunch of swarmy strategies. And I know in this particular iteration of Arena there are like no board clears. Like Warrior has like 2, and it's like like there isn't even any like big like mage like flame strikes or anything right now. So in a format like that where like you go wide with tokens and now all of a sudden your tokens are super sticky, I could see that being pretty good. But nah, not really in our format.
All right, the next one. Oh, unless you have another comment there, Sheep.
Just if thankfully Druid is not getting things like cultivation back, because that would be a different story. However much I love that deck, that would be a very different story, because in that case, it's not that we care about the size of the minions that are sticking around. We care about the fact that we have minions on board to force roar or cultivation or. So I think that's a really good point, Schmoopy.
All right, so the last one we have of the new cards presented to us is a Demon Hunter card called, and Goliath, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Tichondrius?
Tichondrius.
Tichondrius?
I just said it more confidently, but I have as little clue as you do.
It sounds like the setup to a D's Nuts joke. Doesn't it sound like the setup to a D's Nuts joke?
Tichondi's nuts.
Oh, it's in there someplace. We can fish it out someplace, right? We have to be able to.
Tichondrios.
Surely we have the technology.
Anyway, it's a legendary card. It is a 9 mana. Ooh, that's deep. 9/8 demon minion. Your hero is immune. This sounds familiar. Battle cry. Your next demon this turn costs 0. That part doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah.
What do we play next? What do we play after we play this?
We don't play this.
Well, we play the Eternal Hold. We play the Eternal Hold, the 6 mana location. Or all right. For the umpteenth time, I'm once again asking you to play Big Demon Hunter. I think this is actually like, kind of sitting down and thinking about it. You got the Eternal Hold, which is that 6 mana location that lets you discover a demon, and then also your next minion costs 0. So really, you're playing this for 6 mana, not 9.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got the 4 mana 4/4 that can make it cost 7, not 9. Not great. Not great. All right. But like, it's not like just this minion's coming down. I'm assuming you've also got a giant bozo in your hand that's a demon with you that you can drag along with it. So maybe it's not completely terrible.
Thankfully, Demon Hunter does not have Avoid Walk or Avoid Daddy, because
oh, in standard, no.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just thinking in like specifically wild scamming.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
We might be able to do like something kind of cute with this where you're dropping it on turn 6. Turn 6 is kind of late in wild, but Demon Hunter has a surprising amount of survival tools. You can get to turn 6
you can, but thankfully Demon Hunter doesn't have Void Daddy. Like it has some other kind of big things, but it doesn't have as big of a payoff.
You've got Void Puppy. You've got Good Boy.
Yeah, I guess.
We've got some taunts. We've got some things with lifesteal. Like we've got some things that we could drop down. There's the taunt rusher, right? The 9/9.
Oh, is that one neutral?
Damage, it actually chucks it back.
I always just assumed that it was
well-
a Warlock card because that's the only deck I've seen it in. Like the Crane, is it Crane Game Warlock?
Oh no, not that one. But we can run Forge Fiend, right? Like we can just do like 8/8s, just the 8/8 taunt, and then get your armor back. It's not completely unfortunate. I again, because we have methods to cheat it out,
right?
But like it is in Demon Hunter, so.
and while they've done,
it's a viewer deck.
Yeah.
It's a viewer deck. It's not a real deck. It's a Schmoopy gets his highlight and everybody giggles and we move on with our lives.
I mean, it's kind of like you said earlier. I'm once again asking you to play Big Demon Hunter. They keep on trying to make Big Demon Hunter happen, but it's like, it's always with these little like one-off kind of cards. So like there's kind of sort of support, but not really. Enough to make you want to sniff at it, but not enough to make you like want to properly play it. So I like that lane of deck. I don't think that's a bad thing. This is another thing to make you sniff at playing it. It won't be good, but you may have fun with it.
No. And it's a battle cry, right? Like it's a battle cry. It's not a that your next demon costs 0.
Correct. Yeah, that's a battle cry. Your hero being immune is a persistent effect. So those two effects being different is also very relevant, because if you're pulling that from something, you don't get that cheat out another minion battle cry as well. Right.
And that's the thing. It's like we're doing Cliff Dive. We're doing what's that 6-mana spell where the 2 minions come out and they fight each other. Mm-hmm. Like we have ways of cheating out big things in Demon Hunter that are also like awkward and annoying and sort of have a cult following, but of like, you know, one person in my chat, hi Bag. But you know, like somebody's going to be obsessed with this card and is going to scam some games with him, and it's, you know, and then it's a good evolved shaman high roll. I mean, I'll take my hero being immune, and you have to kill this thing. But yeah, all right. Well, I've probably spent way too much time on the card.
That's okay. I would like to let you know that I figured out when I said PogChamp, I meant Psychopomp.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I loved that deck. I ran Hakar. Yeah, I was a terrorist. Yeah, my bad. That was the highest I ever got in Standard Legend. I got up to Diamond. I got it. It's not Diamond 2. I got up to Rank 2. No, I got up at yes, Rank 2. In the old rank system, I never hit Legend, but I went from like the Rank 5 floor, and I dragged myself up to 2, and I was like, man, I might hit Legend with this. And then the month ended. I got ladder anxiety, and the month ended. But yeah, like Saviors of Oldham Resurrection Priest was my jam in Standard with Hakar, and I had Archivist Elysiana to get rid of my Hakar bloods. And like I'd be like grinding out the control warriors, and like I knew when to bring things back. Oh man, I loved that. And we were running the quest, the crappy quest. Yeah, man, that deck was the nuts.
That was such a fun time in Hearthstone too, in both Standard and Wild. But
frustrating to play against, but like, yeah,
that was like the worst. I hated that deck so much, and I played Standard throughout that period. Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
You would not have liked me.
No. Not on ladder, at least.
You know what? While I have decks that I don't like, I don't tend to actually deck shame. Like you can play whatever you like want, man.
That is
like
true.
It's cool. Do I roll my eyes and go, oh, when I cue into it? Yeah, that happens. But you know, like you do you, man. Like everyone's like having fun playing the game. I was always the one that would never play the popular deck just because I thought it was like bad to do. For some reason, it took me years to like learn that you should do that. You could rank up really high and you can contribute to it getting nerfed.
Yes.
So like
100%.
Why not?
Be a part of the problem. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Part of the yes, exactly.
Part of the problem, part of the solution.
All right, so they're actually changing some existing cards. Okay, so we got Wrath Spike Brute. Wrath Spike Brute. That's a tongue.
It's not a real card.
So it's not a real card, but it's a 5-mana 3/6. It used to be a 5-mana 2/6 with taunt. After it's attacked, deal damage to all enemies. If you want to, for some reason, use this to anti-aggro, sure, you can give it a try. But at 5 mana is probably way too late to play this card.
Yeah.
Here's kind of a cool card. Oh, any comments actually on Wrath Spike Brute? Nope.
We'll
Garbo?
continue to not see play.
All right. So we got the Halazi the Lynx, which I think has had the most updates out of all of these. Basically, it is now a 4-mana 4/2 with Rush.
Nice.
All right. It used to be a 5-mana 3/2 and didn't have Rush. Both iterations of it had the same battle cry, right? With the add 2/1/1 lynxes.
It's fill your hand. Yeah.
Fill your hand with lynxes. Yeah, sorry, fill your hand with lynxes. But
synergy with the quest.
Yeah.
Literally, like, it didn't have Rush. It cost too much. It was just way worse before, and I would say objectively, out of most of these cards that we're going to talk about, it has seen the most improvements.
Yeah, I love the flavor of Halazi now having Rush too, right? Like all of the little ones always had Rush, but like Halazi didn't, and it's supposed to be like the matriarch, whatever, like of all of them. So I think it makes so much sense flavor wise, as well as having good quest synergy, like you mentioned Hydra. I think that's a really good call out. And just being a good card now in general. Epic win.
I don't know about good. What's nice is it does curve nicely into Supreme Dinomancy. I think
powerful.
Now,
good and powerful are very different things. I would assert.
I'm making a face for my audio listeners. I think now I'm not totally embarrassed. I'm not totally embarrassed to run it as a pet card,
right?
Like I was previously, and I think that's the nicest thing I can say about it.
I guess the nicest thing I could say is that it was objectively bad, and it is now not objectively bad.
Correct.
Yeah, like I think it has value at this point in time. Let's go with that. Let's see.
I think it's a straight up powerful card now. Got bold. You have to just like put your stake in the ground and say
bold.
Yeah. It's straight up good now.
All right. Well, here's a card that everyone hates. Deep Freeze. People don't like this card. I don't like this card unless I'm playing it. Anyway, it's going down to 7 mana because it got like nerfed to 8 mana at some point. But y'all remember the card. It's freeze an enemy, summon your 2/3/6 water elementals.
And it's a frost spell.
Anyways, it's cheaper. Sure. Do that thing in Mage.
Please don't.
Have fun freezing people.
If we draw this with Watercolor Artist, then turn when's the soonest it's playable?
With the coin?
I know. I would count on my fingers and toes, but
so on turn 4 it would be 6.
You get the first discount.
On turn 5 it'd be 5. Yeah. I don't like that.
So
I don't like that one bit.
I'd like it for 5 mana.
Yeah,
I think 7 mana is still too expensive to put on your deck on purpose.
I think I don't want that to happen to me. Is what I don't like. Please don't let that happen to me.
You can live.
I know, but it's annoying.
You can live and just keep getting frozen, like, by 3 things.
It's fine.
The battle cry, the stupid big butts, the water elementals.
There's a lot of big butts there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of rude. It's so funny. As a mage main for like at least a year when I started this game, it's the class that I hate the most, which is hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. I went from the evil doer to just hating myself, so I had to quit. So we've got the classic rogue legendary from like ages ago, Shaku.
They keep buffing
So Shaku, the collector is, yeah. Did it used to be? So it's a 3 mana 2/4 now. I think it was like a 2/3 at some point. Anyways, it's a 2/4, and it used to read, when it attacks, it gives you a card from another class. Sorry, from an opponent's class, but now it just says another class. So it's not locked into, like, if you're versing Hunter, you get a Hunter card. Now it's like whatever. So it's a little more randomized. Is
better in the mirror so that you're not getting rogue cards.
Especially for the Eudora side quest, mini quest,
or
whatever
Velorock,
it's called.
Or I mean,
yeah.
They're not designing around wild, but it's better for Velorock. Like it's an upgrade for sure. Still not a great card.
I guess we take those. Which is Apprentice. So y'all remember the little guy, the little shaman card. So it used to be a 1 mana 0/1 taunt. Battle cry, add a random shaman spell to your hand. It is zip down back to 0 mana. 0 mana, 0/1 taunt. Battle cry, give yourself something cool. So, hey. I think it's all right. I think it's a good card.
Yep.
Will this win games off of Devolve? Will the taunt win games off of Devolve? I think there's going to be a non-zero number of games where you're not just hoping for target dummy now.
Yeah.
You could also roll Witch's Apprentice, right? Am I nuts?
No, you could.
It's adding another barrier to that pool. I'm a fan of that.
We recently saw Barbecue devolve an opponent's board into a taunt and got a little locked out of lethal, but still won. So it could happen.
That's the more interesting part of this change than anything else, I think.
I mean, people used to run this card. Like, it was ran. It was a thing that was in people's decks. I know you're cringing, but it was. Like, people ran Witch's Apprentice.
I think you run it now for Elise.
Time in history.
If she's still worth running, right? Like, well, no, you have Static Shock and Shaman. I take that back.
True.
You can just run Static Shock.
True.
I can't remember when. It was like when we were doing like Hagatha stuff and everything.
Oh, sure. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
play Hagatha again.
Sure, let's do that. All right. Next one is Brightwing. So Brightwing, it's now 2 mana. It was 3 mana. Not
all right.
The greatest card, but hey.
So
it's cheaper.
Here's the thing. Zeph is broken right now. I think the devs are aware of it. I think it's been submitted in the bug reports. He's really weird around death rattles now. Leave it to me to make a video on how to play Zephyrs the Great. And then months later, he breaks so catastrophically that he makes me look like a liar. That video is aged like milk. He really doesn't see like something like the Egg-Kelos. He doesn't see it as a threat. And so he will not give you any removal for it. Recently, he just started giving removal to take out Sphere of Sapience. Like a loaded Sphere of Sapience being on the board. For a hot minute, he was just ignoring Sphere of Sapience entirely. I think something changed where now he's sort of seeing it. I don't know what options he's going to give on 2 anymore. If he's no longer reliably giving Wild Growth on 2, and instead is offering Brightwing instead, you start getting into, is Zephyrus completely cooked territory. Like it like one of the best plays you can make in Hearthstone is, in my opinion, getting Zephyrus down for wild growth. Whether you want to use the coin for that or not, I think like coin Zephyrus on 1 into wild growth on 2 is a perfectly fine play. But sometimes you might want to game plan your... Regardless, if that's no longer guaranteed, that, for me at least, gut feeling feels like I'm losing half the utility of Zephyrus. He's no longer reliably removing death rattles. He's at least 90% of the time finding lethal correctly. But this is a kind of a spooky change for Zeph, where it's like he may not get you what you want.
Interesting.
Especially at that 2 slot. Like,
Yeah.
Like Brightwing's kind of fun to run now. As a 2-mana 3/2, like hell yeah, like that's like tempo positive, and you get a value for it. Like that's
love to see
it's
that.
a raptor
Sure,
with benefits.
It's a pile card for sure. I'd play that in like Dragon Druid or something like that, maybe. Like just for like, hey, it's a dragon. It fits the thing. It activates the spell. I'm not embarrassed to play it on 2. I'd be embarrassed to play Brightwing on 3. I'm not embarrassed to play it on 2. We are friends now. Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
All right, so our last one is our good old friend, the Curator. So the Curator had a wording change. So it used to say that you would draw a beast, a dragon, and a murloc from your deck. It no longer says from your deck. It just says that you will draw them.
You can draw it from your opponent's deck now.
What the heck that means? Can you?
No, you can't. There's no functional change at all. It's just to clean up the language. They just did it.
Why would they highlight it as? Why would they highlight it as a change in a card on this list if it literally did nothing? So I guess
you can praise them for cleaning up the language. So you can praise them for making the card look nicer. You're welcome.
And so that people like our friend Emic aren't like going like, hey, this card text changed. What gives? And point it out later as, you know, something that changed. And why did this change? Why weren't we told? It changed. It's in the core set. They're telling us. It makes sense.
I feel like there could be a whole entire other list for card text changes. It just feels weird to put it on the buff list. Seems odd to me. Just
it's
seems
weird.
Odd. Like you could do a whole text change list and patch notes on the side. I get, Sheep, what you're saying is, yeah, we're putting it, you know, in the core set, and so we're just.
Oh, it could totally have been in like the little link at the bottom.
This is it's a buff
change.
list, right? Like we've made these cards better, and it's like, well, okay, well, we just changed some wording on this one, and we did nothing. I mean, it used to cost way more in the past. Didn't this card cost like 7? Like,
yes.
And so there's reminding us that it's better. Like,
so
maybe that's the case.
So the thing I'm looking at just says card adjustments, not, you know, buffs. So that's the only counterpoint I have. I don't know. You were saying Schmoopy?
I was like, my eye was immediately drawn to the Curator. I actually didn't look at any of the other cards first. My eye was immediately drawn to the Curator because it's like, whoop, that's the most busted one. And then I stared at it, trying to figure out how the card changed. And then realized the card didn't change. And then was immediately uninterested in all the other cards that were buffed and moved on quickly. Like it was just like such a surreal. That was my experience experiencing these notes. So I'm totally feeling what Hydra is saying, where like this could have been just like a single line of text further down the article, and then maybe I would have paid more attention to like the other cards that changed instead of letting my wild monkey brain, you know, just like not get dopamine and go someplace else immediately.
Yeah, so like what I'm looking at is the core set comebacks, and yes, up further in the post, it does say adjustments, but this says other cards are returning with light buffs. Right? So like that part led me to
You didn't make up the
believe
buff part. Yeah.
That makes sense.
that everything was being buffed. So that's why I was trying to like figure out like what does this even mean? And like what's happening here? Yeah. Anyway, so that's basically it. Does for the news anyway. Does anyone have any additional comments before we move on to our discussion topic about what we saw here in the news? I can say that the additional comments actually can come in the discussion topic. So some of this stuff, and I'm gonna scroll to this part. So staples set aside. We sort of glossed over this a little bit. And so there are cards that are being removed from standard, from the core set. And I'm not gonna lie, being someone who engages online in different discords and on Twitter and Blue Sky and stuff like that, I see a lot of angry standard players about what's happening. As Schmoopydady sort of coined it, he called it, what did he say? Standard angst, rotation angst, core set angst. Let's call it core set angst. There's been people that have been sick of cards like Shadow Step forever.
Corpse
Right,
Explosion.
like it's been a staple. Corpse Explosion. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but the online community is sort of blowing up about standard being gutted from powerful cards. Now, if I were to take like 30 seconds on my little soapbox, I would say that the idea behind that is to make room for more fun and powerful things. Like, how many times do you want to brawl the board in Warrior, right? Like, how many times do you want to shadow step a card? Do you want to do that for the last decade? Yeah, we've been doing that for a decade. Like, it's not a big deal to make room for something else, but there are people that are literally freaking out that everything is being gutted and nothing is going to be powerful. Sheep, what do you think?
Yeah, I think probably the thing that is the most validating for that is that they recently resold the like Druid and Rogue, if I recall correctly, like signature core set cards. Yeah. And some of those kind
and Warrior
of
too,
and Warrior as well. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Warrior may have been first when in the like reselling of them. Now that you mention it,
Shield Block and Brawl, and then there was Vait and Swipe, and then there was Prep and Shadow Step. And so you bought the signatures,
and now, those cards are rotating. Like, I think that's incredibly valid. I also think that it's valid to not be happy that like a card that you thought was a staple of the class is kind of rotating.
You're allowed to mourn.
But I'm glad to see him go out of standard. And I think that core set rotation always really gives us a really interesting insight into what it looks like they are doing with classes going forward, at the very least for the next standard year, right? So like Warlock, for example, Dark Alley Pact is out, sad. Enhanced Dreadlord out, sad. Solarium out, sad. But what are they getting? Nether's back. Void Lord is back. Gnome Feratu, standard players can make their warlock decks worse too.
I hate Void Lord.
Archwitchuelo to just get Void Lord out early. Like, oh man. But we could also have, like, isn't Skull in core like already? So it wouldn't be on either of these lists. We could maybe have a kind of cube lock-ish deck in standard. That would be kind of cool. So I think it's always fun to kind of look at some of those opportunities too, and kind of what's rotating and that we have seen before and isn't changing. That kind of gives us a really good glimpse into that. Is there anything else along those lines that y'all are seeing?
I thought the initial reactions to the core set in general were all crazy over the top. People just absolutely freaking out just to sort of freak out. At least like the average Discord Redditor just sort of chatter was like flipping out.
Freak out.
Hearing from the pro players, or the because this is like our first like or hearing like NHL fan talk about it. There's nothing exciting entering core that makes you feel like you really want to play the format. But there's stuff leaving that was fun. So like there's no new fun going in that's strong or powerful or interesting or fun, but there's a lot of fun leaving the format. So it's really going to lean heavily on the new cards, which the more those among us wearing tinfoil hats will say, well, that means that Blizzard wants you to spend more on packs so that you get the good cards. And like that might be an approach. That's kind of that, like, yeah, it's business. Like that they might be doing that. Like that's not completely crazy that you tone down the core set so that it's less impactful and people have to spend a little bit more on the game to stay competitive. Like that would not shock me if that was a directive come down from on high. I don't know if that's really what's happening here. I do know that too. One of the things that people were complaining about when we had like the two sets that sort of meshed together, like in the beginning of the year, we were doing our power reset, and then they completely abandoned the power reset because they were just like, you know what, this is not working out. One of the critiques that I heard the community say is like, well, we could have a lower power core set, and that would be one way you could do a power reset. And so the people who were really happy that we got a power reset when we were having it happen, that didn't fall asleep at their keyboards, they're very happy now because this core set is less powerful. And so like this is a way you can sort of control the power of standard and you can slow it down. So like I could see sort of being annoyed at that, like that aspect. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I got to see more with the cards, especially because maybe I'm biased because I'm a wild player and like the core set isn't a big part of my life. Like it's going to change around what budget decks that I end up suggesting to players, right? Like Crusader's Aura not being free anymore is rough. I'm not like there might be decks true. That I don't suggest, right? Like that, like it's like all right, well, but now like Miracle Rogue, I would definitely suggest to somebody who's like free to play who wants to try out Wild, right? Because like you're getting Shadow Demise, the one legendary that I was just like, you really want to craft it. So like that's good. But like I really don't interact with the core set in a meaningful way.
Bro, I recently crafted Shadow Demise on EU and Asia too. Like,
yeah, I've heard that story a lot actually. Like
thanks.
Dang it.
Didn't need to do that.
I feel really bad for the people who purchase the signatures who don't play Wild. Cuz it's like, man, Like, I purchased them because it's just like, well, I'm going to be playing with these suckers forever.
Same.
You purchased them and assuming they're going to be in standard, and now they're not in standard anymore. It's like, well, you can use them in arena. That's probably not going to go down. That's probably going to go down like a lead balloon. That I can understand the angst from. If your take is like, I don't know, they've lowered the power of the core set, nothing fun is coming in, and they haven't inspired confidence that they know what they're doing given the past year, I think that's a fair criticism, and I could see that. I don't think we need to drop the R word like some people were in the community. Like that was that's a little that's a little bit of a man-child freak out.
Yeah.
It happened.
But it did happen. So, like, I don't know. If we're, like, screaming and our hair's on fire and we're, like, super upset that we're losing our favorite toys, I don't know. I have a little less sympathy if you want to look at it critically and be like, well, hey, the basic structure that we're starting at seems uninteresting, and I'm worried that the new cards coming in aren't going to be interesting enough to carry. I think that's totally legit and valid.
I understand that when people are upset that they lash out. But I am honestly disappointed in the member of the community who did do that thing. Not a wild mane, at least. I don't know if he dabbles. But insulting the devs and saying that they're stupid, B, saying that they're stupid in a very ableist way that is actively just going to be inflammatory. Like the whole thing is just like, what are you trying to achieve here except for yell at the cloud and make people think that you're immature and a bigot? Like, I just had to throw that one out there. But I'm, as far as the actual things that are like rotating out and in, the only other thing I have to say is Shield Slam gone. Like, I know we highlighted Brawl, but like Shield Slam, oh, that's another big one. That makes me really happy. Alec here gone. That makes me sad, but I get it. Tess gone. That makes me sad, but I get it. Ships Kyrugan gone. That's a big change. Like you said, Schmoopy. Crusader Aura. That's the one that was like you said, for our purposes.
Yeah.
Anachronos too.
I was gonna say, don't forget though, Standard's getting Mare Noggenfogger.
Yeah.
So, that's a good card, guys. Play that one. That one's awesome. I'm just kidding. It's not a good card. However, if you are gonna be missing all of these cards, if you are so upset about all of your favorite cards leaving, you can do what the rest of us did. One of us. At a certain point, we all played Standard and we moved into Wild because some of our favorite cards were leaving. For me, it was Bran Bronzebeard. That is why I made the move. And I'm sure that has happened to many of us. Are you gonna miss your Shadow Step? Come on over. There's a case for it, like all over the place. Actually, Schmoopydady, I think you actually posted on Twitter or something. Was it earlier today?
Oh yeah, I was a jerk. I was like, hey, if you want to play your Shadow Step, you could come play Wild. We still have it. It's not too soon, right? I've only gotten likes from people who play Wild. I haven't gotten any hate mail yet. I'm holding out hope.
It's true though. Like, I actually think that there's a certain point where you can do that move if that's what you're looking for, right? Like if you have some favorites and they're no longer in the format. Look, like what 3 sets are rotating out and the core set, the however many cards from the core set are leaving, like that's kind of a lot. And if it's something that like you've been used to these sets, we've done episodes on how simple it can be to get into Wild and like how to do it and like what you need going in. It has changed over the years as to what's like the easiest deck to like kind of get into and all that sort of stuff, but it's probably one of the best times you will have all year to stop dusting things if you want to hop over to Wild.
Unrelated Advice with Hydralisk.
Hydra.
Schmoopydady.
You're a mechanical engineer, right, by trade. Like that's a fair amount of like your schooling is like, if not exactly that title, but around that realm of expertise.
Close enough, yeah.
Okay. You have to deal with parts of your machine that sometimes have chemicals, right?
Yes.
So you'd be familiar with, you have your dead car battery that you explained to us, and and now what I want to know is why shouldn't I just take my dead car battery and make it an installment in my yard amongst the flowers where I think it will look prettier? Why is that a bad idea?
Well, there's a few reasons. I guess the main reason is the environmental impact. Basically, the acids that are inside your car battery.
They're not happy acids?
Well, no, they will leak into the soil, which is not a good idea. So basically, you will get this leakage that can happen. Also, if you're a company and you do this, I don't know if you're familiar with the International Organization of Standardization, but if you would like your ISO 14000, and that's the environmental international standard, leaking something like acid into the earth is really bad. Not to mention the fact that maybe your local county, city, town, whatever you live in, they're going to come at you. You're going to get fined, Schmoopydady. Also, you might look like a hobo.
Wiser words have never been spoken, and you heard that on
Born to be wild.
Wait, for leaving the battery out or just in general right now?
Looking like a hobo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just have car batteries stacked in your yard,
I
it's kind of hobo-like. I don't know.
I suppose. I guess.